There was an opportunity for us to create a business that would generate revenue, but at the same time provide a meaningful training program for people who were looking for opportunities to return to the workforce and had identified the food service industry as a place where they might like to pursue a career. I had put an ad in the paper, and the ad was looking for a chef with a heart. My hopes were that it would resonate with somebody out there who really wanted to teach cooking, but who also could work with a complex group of people who brought all sorts of issues to the workplace.
And it was interesting when I asked Kathy about, why she wanted this job. What do you want to come work here for? Why do you want to leave the private sector and come and work in an environment that will have some days pretty demanding events and activities will be going on. She said, I feel like I've been waiting for this job all my life.
Julienne is nice, thin slices, just like that. The restaurant business can be pretty intense, pretty cutthroat. You learn to be, I suppose, very assertive or aggressive in some cases, and although those things are important when you're very busy and you got to get the job done, it's also when it pertains to Stella Berry, it's also important for someone to be able to say, okay, all right, let's take it easy. We all come from a different place, and let's work with that.
I think one of the things that all of the participants in our programs have in common is that they've been isolated by their circumstances, whether they're single moms or whether they've been isolated because of a mental health issue or they're coming out of the correctional system. So they don't know how to relate to other people in a work setting. Kathy is a fabulous facilitator. She makes a very welcoming environment down there, but at the same time she's very clear about what needs to happen on a day-to-day basis, and she doesn't put up with people getting off track in terms of the right way to deal with each other in an appropriate way in the workplace.
She's someone you can actually have joke with. She makes you laugh, she's always there. No matter what she does, if you do something wrong, she don't say you done it wrong. She's awesome.
I think it's good to know how to make a proper milkshake, I agree. Linda is extremely focused. She comes to work and she takes on her assignments with passion and focus, and sometimes it'd be like, Linda, because she's so highly focused on what she's doing. She's a quick study. She's learned very easily the aspects of classical cooking, which I have to admit has surprised me about all of them, because I remember being in school and it not being so easy, and learning the language of cuisine, the French, the kitchen French that goes along with it. I can talk about ruse and mise en place and all these French words, and they know what I'm talking about.
For someone like me that has never done this, and then all of a sudden here I am 5 months later, and I can go home and whip up anything, and it's fun. It's exciting, and it's nice to know that that you got this. You can actually do it.
Linda's like a lot of the people in our program who really just need somebody to help them open a door, and they do the hard work.
Susie's the youngest member of our team, and we always say the most energetic, and she's highly talented. She's going to be the next great Canadian chef in my mind.
I used to hang out, go around, walking around St. John's a lot, and I used to be asleep all day and up all night, but now I go to bed early every night, and I love coming to work every day, and I just love it.
Susie got support and friendship and people who believed in her. That's not to say that didn't happen in her own life, I don't know. But certainly since she's been in St. John's, she was a little displaced, and I think now, has a community of friends and has a place to live, and is excited about getting up every morning and getting here, and on time. And that's a good one for Susie. She definitely wants to be a chef. She wants to open a restaurant in Nain, Labrador, so she wants to bring this all back home and kind of blend it with her own native cuisine.
This is what I want to do for the rest of my life, to be a chef. And my dream just finally came true, and I'm going to follow it, and one of these days I probably want to own my own restaurant.
I have been surprised by the students from the day they arrived. When I first interviewed them and their resumes, I don't believe any of them had any real restaurant work. I'm actually blown away by the way they've all picked it up. And they're all really beginning to take ownership around here. I can see that they're getting that bit of a chef mentality already if they don't think somebody's happy with something. And so they are really beginning to take some ownership for all that. The passion around ingredients and what goes in what and when, that's slowly starting to develop. That definitely will happen over time. And I think once the cafe is open, we'll see a lot more of that as well.
In talking to some of the people in that program, it's obvious that there's been some transmission of the love of food and culinary skills. But I think her other real skill is her ability to kind of zero in on what's going on with somebody and let them have the space they need to sort it out or how to intervene, and also knowing when this is not a workplace issue, this is something for a counselor to deal with.
It's been my experience once they're put in a supportive environment that they just blossom. That it seems to be what they really needed, was just somebody to believe in them, someone to give them an opportunity to show their stuff.
I lecture a lot to social work schools and nursing schools about what works and what doesn't work. You know, there's one thing, and it's really about relationships. And if I'm going to give you any feedback about maybe some things that you could do that might help your life, you're going to hear that from me if you feel that I'm really coming at it from your best interest, that I like you. And Kathy, I think, brought that. Like, they know she's in their court. They know she'll call them on stuff if they're not showing up for work, they're drinking heavy, and, she will, with their counselor or whatever, sit with them and give them the straight goods. But it comes from that sense, okay, we're not, this behavior's not okay, but we're still here for you. And you can try again and try again.
Yep, excellent, looks great. And I like the shape of your potatoes, I like that. Stick with that.
She's always there for you all the time, no matter what. She makes everybody smile all the time. She's best kind.
She's got a heart of gold, and she's very, very helpful. She's just one of a kind. You can't get no better than Kathy.
Even under some of the most extreme pressure, these folks excel even more because that's what they do. They're good at handling the pressure and the crisis because that's what they've had to do to survive. And I'm humbled actually by their strength and their courage to get through their day-to-day stuff that we don't even ever find out about, because it's about coming to class, it's about coming to work, and they're happy to be here. I work for an incredible organization that has given me an opportunity to express my creativity, to use my brain, has given me the opportunity to develop a cafe. And I also love the people of Stellabury, like our participants, the staff, everybody. It's just a great place. I've never worked in such a harmonious environment. I had a good life growing up and great parents, and all these wonderful opportunities happened to me. And I know that doesn't always happen to people. And I want to be able to give back to the community where and when I can. And this is a wonderful way to change my career, going in and teaching these folks, and I've never been happier. I mean, being in St. John's and being here at Stellabury.